Come back to you, Pratim Bose. Let me draw you in here. Pratim Bose, violence, of course, in West Bengal. What do you attribute this to? What are the reports that you have heard as to what caused this in the first place and what the situation is right now? As I said earlier, there can, of course, be ways to protest an act or a bill if one doesn't agree with it. But why is just violence happening in West Bengal? Other parts of the country have witnessed protests, but nothing like what we are seeing in Murshidabad.
Yes, I was listening to the Trinamool logic that BJP is stoking tension. Now BJP is there in the rest of the country and that there is no tension over there. Very interesting observations, of course. First of all, let me just take you to the very issue. There has been, firstly, it is no riot. Riot means there has been, both sides have been rioting. There has been a communal violence on, there is clash. There is no clash. It is a one-sided affair. Be very sure of it. And there are loads of reports, loads of commentaries. Second is, it has been happening for more than 48 hours. And I beg to differ. Situation is not under control. Even today, I have got 2 reports. It is just spreading from one place to another. It is subsiding in one place, going to some other place. So if Mr. Yusuf Pathan is enjoying his tea, then he of course has some extra luxuries, because Baharampur, if I know the constituency, only Baharampur assembly constituency is Hindu dominated. The rest is not. That being so,
and for Nilanjan Das's information, Baharampur is not in some other corner of the state. It is the adjoining constituency of Murshidabad. In fact, from Baharampur to Murshidabad, it takes barely 30 minutes by road to reach, Nilanjan Das. So to try and say that Yusuf Pathan is the MP from some far-flung place and not at all, responsible for what's happening in Murshidabad, that is an unfair statement on your part as well.
Can I complete?
Yes, please go ahead, Pratim.
Okay, now the violence has been continuing. If you look at the state responses, state police responses after 24 hours, first of all, they just closed the internet and there was no information from police that this has been happening, that this is a very serious issue. Second, they came out and there was some whataboutery, like saying that local BSF might have joined. There was even a case where one police officer said there were reports of some people injured by bullets, by lockkeepers, etc. Someone said that BSF might have done so. Now, I'm just telling you here that you may remember the huge, volley of allegations by the Chief Minister, sustained volley of allegations against the BSF in the past. Leave that aside. Yesterday, it had to be a court-dictated deployment of central forces. My question is very simple. Whether it is this community or that community, whosoever is doing whatever, we elect governments to take care of the law and order. If the government realizes that the situation is serious, then it is the job of the government to ensure strict action. The government clearly denied to do that. And that is a serious violation. Second, the statements that the authorities are giving, starting from the Chief Minister and various other political functionaries, is that this act is unconstitutional. Fine, no problem. They are fair to challenge that in the court. It has to be told by the court that it is unconstitutional. But they are saying this will not be implemented in West Bengal. How can you tell that? You can say that I will go to court against this law. But that the Trinamool has not been saying. You check the statements of Chief Minister. She has not said that we will go to court against this law. She is saying that this law, we will not allow implementation of the law, which itself is a contempt of court kind of. So the issue is that here is a serious on what is going on, and this thing has happened simply because of the administration. If you remember, the minister of the state cabinet, Siddiqullah Chaudhary, danced on the streets and threatened to bring down, threatened to bring the city let the city crawl. He literally said that we can do this. And Calcutta had seen traffic had been blocked in Calcutta for a couple of days by this group and that group. So everything was happening. To my fair understanding, the government had an, there was some kind of direct or indirect, I don't know, but there was a tacit approval to the initial protests and everything. Then the situation went out of control and they didn't do enough to douse the fire. Over to you.